Hi everyone, today I wanted to just take a bit of time to start running through some of my thoughts on the Bespin Gambit for Imperial Assault, and I'm mainly going to concentrate on the skirmish side of things, and I'm going to break it down into each faction, just the deployment cards first. We'll take a look at command cards in a future segment, but it's just going to be a nice short video. So first up, we'll go into David Elso, or as Google likes to say.
David Elso.
Yep. So I think it was pretty close. I don't know. I'm fed up of trying to pronounce all these names and having people laugh at me. So Google's going to do it from now on.
David Elso.
Yep. So he is a spy force user, which makes me really happy. I'm quite glad to see we have more force users coming into a game, especially with the spoilers for like Obi-Wan and the Inquisitor coming out. Hopefully those scum will get somebody soon. Come on. Hopefully you give us Ahsoka in the scum faction. That'd be pretty cool. And back onto Davith. So he's 6 deployment points. He has 10 health, which is reasonable. 5 speed, which is good. White defense die, which you'd expect is pretty good. His attack is blue-yellow, so pretty surge heavy. Do okay on the damage, but when you consider his primary ability, so he starts each mission hidden. So hiding is the new condition from the Bespin Gambit, and that gives you +1 surge when you attack, and until you do attack, you have -2 to your enemy's accuracy. So it's a good balance between defense and offense. So it's going to be throwing out a lot of surges, but I'm not convinced how much damage he's going to get there. The PS3 is good because it does pretty much hopefully guarantee whatever damage you do is going to actually make it. And it shouldn't ever have a problem resurging to hide with that +1 damage as well. So reasonable, he can hack through things quite well. Cut and run is his second ability, and that is when he exits a space containing a hostile figure, he automatically deals 1 damage. That is limited to once per round per figure. Sorry, once per figure per round, other way around. So he's good in that. With the high speed, he can dart in and out. Anything where he can get extra movement points is going to be good. Trying to do uncancelable damage is pretty nice. And then his last ability is a surge ability. It's for 2 surges, fell swoop. After the attack resolves, become hidden, move up to 2 spaces, and then perform another attack. So that's actually really strong. As I say, coming out of hiding gives you 1 auto surge anyway. With the green and yellows, you should be doing at least 1 surge roll, you'd hope. And that way you can get a more consistent damage output out of him and potentially slice through 2 different targets. I would be more concerned with using this for positioning around the map. So for example, you can use your 5 speed to just get into contact with someone, perform your attack, do move just 2 squares but still be adjacent to them, and then attack the same figure again. And again, you're coming out of hiding, so you should be able to surge to hide and +1 damage on that second attack. So I like him, he's pretty good. I feel there's the potential for him to isolate himself quite easily. At speed 5, all this extra movement, and the fact that he's a combat orientated figure, it could lead him to overextend, and the 10 health isn't going to last forever. But I'm really impressed with him. I'm looking forward to trying him. once I get back to hammering some rebel lists. I can see him, on the forefront with some rebel sabs or something like that. Um, I'm pretty happy with the card just off my initial impression. I feel like out of the actual Bespin Gambit box, he's probably a big winner for Rebels. Then, second card is Murin Rin. Yeah?
David Elso.
No, that's the wrong one. Stupid Google.
Murnarin.
Really?
Murnirin.
Oh, we go Spanish, yeah. That sounds good.
Murnirin.
Maroon Ren, maybe. I don't know. his names and my Wigan accent don't go down overly well. But he's another 4-point deployment card, so it's a good level for Rebels. He sits in. I see him as a potential replacement for Mac and competing with Luku for those slots. On the cheaper end, again, his unique's named hero. He has a surge for +2 damage and a surge for +2 accuracy. 6 health, speed 4 behind a black defense, and he has a blue-yellow. So again, not the most damaging attack, but it does have a decent surge for the damage. And I think him more in a support role is almost a Gideon, but more messing with your opponent in the command deck rather than buffing your own troops directly. So his first ability is an action, which is false orders. So you choose a hostile figure with a figure cost. So that is the reinforcement cost when it comes to the group. So, for example, a regular stormtrooper is 2 points. An elite stormtrooper is 3. So you choose one with a figure cost of 3 or less within 3 spaces, and then you may perform a move or an attack with that figure. So if your opponent has some stormtroopers who are focused, are you a bit worried about? Just walk him up, make him shoot his buddy in the back with the focus. Or you can drag somebody out of position. If you've got one I was thinking about was if you're playing against Leia, for example, you can get him and force Leia to move into a bad position where the rest of your list can exploit it. And frankly, I'd trade the 4 points for this guy for the 8 points for Leia, 10 points for Luke, something like that. But the chances are your opponent's going to have to activate Leia immediately after to run her back out of a bad positioning. But some tricks like that I feel you can do, and that's why I compare him to Gideon. Gideon's a good buff, but this guy can really mess with your opponent if you get his abilities off properly. Then the second ability on the card is Field Report, and that is at the end of your activation, if you have more command cards in your hand than your opponent does in his, you and another friendly figure within 3 spaces becomes hidden. So a really good way of being defensive with him. If you can get the command card control, you can just put any figure near him into hiding, and that lets you potentially double stack the beneficial conditions at the moment. So you can have Luke firing from hiding and focused, which is relatively scary. You can do the same with Leia, guaranteeing your extra surges. Rebel Sabs, where you want those focuses to blast or pierce things. So I think he's a really strong card. I don't think he's going to be immediately exploited by, the meta. I think he's going to be a sleeper who's going to build up into it. I'm certainly going to be trying it in a couple of lists, but I've not put anything down yet because I've literally only just opened the packets. I've been sitting on them for a week or so while I was waiting to make this video. Then a final figure from this wave is obviously Lando Calrissian. So let's give Google another chance. Come on.
Lando Calrissian.
She's pretty good. Let's see what we Spanish Lando.
Lando Calrissian.
Yeah, there we go. I'm quite happy with that one. So Lando again, 6 points. So pretty cheap. Only 8 health, same as Leia, but this is behind a black die, so it can be a little bit risky. He comes with 4 speed and his attack is a green-yellow, so a decent... I prefer this for a ranged attack, especially when it has a +2 accuracy built in. I don't feel it's too intimidating in a combat attack as Daviv has. But range-wise, I think it gives a good balance to Lando. He has a surge for hide and stun, which is really nice, actually. Getting him back into hiding, keep that surge train going. And he also has a surge for +2 damage, which really helps buff his damage output. His abilities are resourceful. So when attacking or defending, you may reroll one of your attack or defense die. So pretty consistent now. You can actually just tilt up that damage. We've seen it quite a lot with the stormtroopers, the squad training stuff, where just how important that reroll can be. And importantly, it has it on a defense die as well. He also comes with Gambit, so before he re-rolls the die, you may replace it with another die of the same type. After rolling, the new die is considered re-rolled. So, of the same type is obviously referring to either an attack or a defense die. So, before you can roll your black die. If it comes up with 3 damage prevention, brilliant. If you get a surge cancel and they're doing like 12 damage to you, you're probably going to re-roll it and count it as a white die in the hope you get that dodge. So it's pretty good. I like that ability. I think it will come in more on the offensive side. If you've rolled and got the range, you can swap out one for a red and stuff like that. Especially if you're shooting out of hiding, you can get the +2 damage. If you've got the accuracy from the green, you can re-roll the yellow. And, there's loads of different tricks you can do with him. One thing you do need to watch out for is one of the new command cards. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I want to cover all of the command cards. But Tough Luck is... the card that comes in the Lando pack, and that is when your opponent re-rolls a die, you may ignore, you basically cancel that dice result. So there's a reason why Han won the Falcon, and that's because eventually Lando's luck will run out. And the final card that I'm going to cover in this video is Heroic Effort. So this is a skirmish upgrade for 0 points. And it reads, include this card in your army only if your deployment cards in your army are all unique. When one of your unique figures is defeated, you may draw 1 command card, then place 1 command card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. So the only thing I see this helping with is the annoying times when you've got a command card, like you've got Son of Skywalker in your hand and Luke dies and then it's a dead card. You get to swap it out for something else. But one, I'm not a big fan of the all unique rebel lists at the moment anyway. I feel like we need a bit more help in this card. They can output a heck of a lot of damage, but as soon as people start falling, the damage output wanes a little bit too much for my liking. So if you're happy with that playstyle, it's 0 points, so it's going to be a buff. It'll help you in those times when you've still got bring it down for Gideon and Gideon's dead. Swap that card out. It doesn't help you when you eventually draw that card again. I would have rather it interacted with the discard pile and just putting it back into your deck. Let you recover cards from that back into your deck, maybe. I don't know. I feel like it could have done a little bit more, but maybe then it would have been too strong for 0 points. But yeah, I feel like it's okay if you're already going down that playstyle. It wouldn't make me want to run that list competitively if I wasn't already planning on doing it. That summarises the 4 Rebel deployment cards from a Bespin Gambit. So I'll throw another video together, probably doing the Imperials next, and I'll cover that in the next couple of days. I hope you enjoy the video. If you enjoy the content, check out the rest of the channel. There'll hopefully be more content for all other games and stuff coming soon. Please hit subscribe. If you want anything specific covered, leave me a comment. Like me on Facebook. You can find Dice 8 Productions on Facebook. That's a good way to communicate with me. Put any requests in for videos or just generally have a bit of banter. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again soon.